nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by Next Generation Special Forces, being led by members of Foxhound. They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon. You'll have two mission objectives. First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the president of Armstech, Kenneth Baker. Both are being held as hostages. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike and stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
And then?
We'll launch a one-man SDV. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim. High-Tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter. And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound's squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
The man with the same codename as you. The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes. This is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
Man, I remember back in the day thinking these graphics were the shit. And they were, for back then. Know what I'm saying? Anyway. Hi everybody! Welcome back to another stream. Now I can say another episode of Metal Gear Solid. The third installment in the Metal Gear series. The first two were on MSX in 1987 and 1990 respectively. This third game comes in 8 years later, 1998. 8 years after the second Metal Gear. They probably had no plans of continuing the game, and then, or the series, and then they saw a PlayStation and were like, "There's an opportunity here to bring the series back with some much better storytelling methods now that technology has upgraded from the late 80s and 90s, right?" So they made a sequel. And we read the... I was going to say more, but you know what, I don't want to spoil anything. But we can talk about it more after we beat the game. So yesterday, I labeled yesterday's episode now as a prologue officially, because we did the special, which recaps the story from previous operations, Metal Gear 1 and 2, right there. Which, with quite a bit of detail, by the way. So I read those, I narrated those yesterday. And then we did the briefing, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a series of cutscenes with animated drawings and stuff that shows how Snake got into this situation that we just saw in the intro, where he's, you know... Because as you know, he said at the end of Metal Gear 2 he was done. He was leaving the battlefield behind. He defeated Big Boss for the last time, so he felt like he no longer felt haunted by nightmares. He no longer had nightmares or felt haunted by Big Boss anymore, so his time on the battlefield was over. Big Boss and Grey Fox both tried to accuse Snake of being like them, which is someone who can't avoid battle and war, essentially, and it's like he has no choice but to be that way because he's like them. He's a warrior. He lives for the battlefield, even if he tries to deny it. And Snake is trying to prove them wrong and saying, "I love life," I think he said in Metal Gear 2. So he's like, which was his way of saying, I can enjoy life without having to be a soldier. Just because I was trained as one doesn't mean I have to live as one. Like, I'm not like you guys, basically. So, they said at the end of the little recap for Metal Gear 2 that he disappeared into, I guess, the wilderness of Alaska to go live peacefully. Go live out the rest of his days peacefully, I guess. That briefing shows that they kind of allude... he's already being, like, briefed. He's already with everybody. But when Roy and Campbell and him talk a little bit, Roy Campbell mentions that like, it wasn't easy to track him down. And Snake's like, it wasn't supposed to be. It's like which basically was like a passive-aggressive way of saying, I wanted you guys to leave me alone. Like, after, everything that happened in Zanzibar Land with Grey Fox and Big Boss, all that stuff, the last mission that happened, he's like basically trying to imply I was retired after that. Why the hell did you call me back? And then, yeah, so we saw the briefing, yada yada. And so that's all in the prologue, so if you want to see the recap and the briefing, go watch the previous episode. For this episode, we're diving straight into the game now. Oh yeah, also in the prologue, we did the VR training. Which, that's something I can recap really quick right now. Because you can actually save it to your... You can save your progress or whatever. Yeah, I can give you guys a recap right now. Of, my playing skills. I kicked ass in these VR missions. Check this out. It's a recording of me yesterday. First place, baby. You already know, that's how we do here. See, first place. I nailed first place on all of them. Like, first try, basically. This game's easy. Easiest game of my life. Look, check this out. Isn't it cool that you can actually save recordings from your VR training to show people, like, how badass you are? See? Good shit, right? Took the tutorials and nailed it. Like it was nothing.
Huh? What was that noise?
Phone. Get fucked.
Huh? What was that noise? You bastard!
See? First place in all of them, man. I kicked ass. Wrecked. Easy. Game's getting destroyed right now. Look at this. Already past the halfway point. This is nothing. Smoke you and you.
What was that noise?
Fuck out of here. There we go. That's it, easy.
What was that? What was that? What was that?
Right. Last one. See? Easy. What can I say? I mean, I got the skills to pay the bills, right? I mean, it is what it is. It's just,
Look at this dude.
what? I mean, yeah, like, there it is. What else do you, what else do you want, you know? It's just,
You bastard!
what, you guys don't believe me? Oh, that top part that says technical demonstration? Oh, don't worry about that. That's just what it says when you load a recording of what you did, you know? Yeah, that doesn't mean it's not real or anything, you know, it's cool, like, it just says technical demonstration, but, you know, that doesn't mean anything, like, look, see? Oh shit, I shouldn't have moved my webcam, hold on, you're not supposed to, don't look at the bottom left corner, don't look at the bottom left, hold on, you're not supposed to see that, yeah, that was my bad, okay, I'm done dicking around. No, obviously this is just a fucking demo, anybody could see that. But, I did do all the VR missions, time attack, and the gun shooting mode, and the survival mode at the end. But that pretty much, that along with the recap and the prologue, well, the briefing took like the whole fucking stream, so I just named it a prologue, the previous video. And I just decided to open up with that joke right now. Horrible, cringy joke, because I'm pretty cringe, I know. I was like, look, I did this all on my own. No, that was all just a technical demo. If only I could have beaten the VR missions that quickly, though, right? Then we could have actually started the story yesterday. But no, couldn't. So, we're starting the story now. Let's do it. Got about 2 hours. Let's get going. Easy, normal, hard, and extreme. I can't even highlight extreme to see what it says. Hard just says radar off. You gotta memorize where all the enemies are. Shit. Well, you know me, I like to play for the story, and I haven't played this in literally fucking years. And this one's harder than the remake that I'm used to, the Twin Snakes, so... there we go.
You suck!
Fuck you! Oh shit. David Hayter. When I saw his name in the intro, I was like... you guys noticed? Christopher Fritz, Maze Adler, the Triple Legends, Paul Otis, Karen Learning, Tim Nguyen, George Bird, Patrick Lane, Doug Stone. I forget which characters they all.
Through here. I know it. I'm going to swat down a couple of bothersome flies.
Again, strongly recommend going back to my previous video if you want to see the briefing so there's more context to what's happening right now. But that's up to you. We didn't get good pictures of what the bad guys look like, but I'm guessing that's probably Liquid Snake.
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's the situation, Snake?
Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
Just as I expected. You'll have to take the elevator to the surface, but make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the select button. When we need to contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the select button. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
Got it. Okay, I'm ready to go.
That's some pretty fancy technology. Alright, doing the last minute audio check. I mostly fixed it. Well, the intro credits keep going while you play. I mostly fixed it yesterday, but I did notice, yeah, this game is still a little quiet, so I'm gonna raise it back up 5 notches to make sure I'm not talking super loud compared to the characters. That should be okay now. It also means the sound effects are gonna be loud, so when there's action going on, I am gonna have to... What the... I'm gonna have to quiet or talk over it, but...
You have to crawl to get through there. First, crouch down by pressing the crawl button, and then use the directional button to crawl in the direction you want.
Be careful, though. Crawling is slow and you can't attack when you're doing it either.
You can stand up by pressing the crawl button again.
The crawl button? Alright, that's about as balanced as it's gonna get. Because I tried to tune it off stream too. But it always sounds a little different once I put it on mobile, so... Alright, cool. I like how, just like in Metal Gear 1 and 2... Oh right, I have to turn on stupid analog mode again. You have to do this manually every time you start playing. In VR training, I would switch between using the analog sticks and the directional buttons like this. Different situations call for different things. What the fuck? Ration. So, I mentioned that my first ever experience with this game as a kid was the demo. This came in with a collection of other games, well, the demo for this game came in a collection with the demo for a bunch of other games. And then, the demo actually starts here, and you hear all the same dialogue and everything. There's 2 crawl spaces. Look at this asshole. Ciggies. Cigarettes. Solid Snake's favorite brand. Smoking is hazardous to your health. Not as much back in the MSX days. The cigarettes didn't harm you at all. Scope. Magnifying scope. Press circle to zoom in, X to zoom out. Can I do that right now? Shit. Oh, we're super secret spies now. Look at this dude.
Wait till you see them.
Written by Hideo Kojima. Okay. I did the VR training, but in VR they didn't... In the VR tutorials they did not, teach me how to use the scope or any other items, really. You just learn how to use the pistol and mostly how to sneak around and not get busted. Now let's put that training to the test, shall we? See if my brain learned something from doing that yesterday. Unlike in VR, there's items hidden all over the place, so... This. Oh right, you can't even move forward until after a certain amount of time has passed. I forgot about that. Like, if I would have gone to the elevator before that happened just now, they would have called me. I remember how this goes. They call you and they tell you, Snake, you can't go up until the elevator comes back down. So just find somewhere to hide in the meantime. Because I wasn't fast enough, we didn't get to hear that phone call now, but that's pretty much what they would have said. We're not using a transceiver/radio anymore. We're using a codec, like they said, based on nanomachine technology, I believe they... they mentioned. Anyway, wait, where doesn't he stop right there? Yeah, he does. He has no idea what the hell just happened. If you run away, they'll just be like, what? What the fuck was that? They won't even know someone just whooped their ass. Wait, he might come back, huh? Oh, wait, no. I thought that would knock him out, that's why I did it, but no, he's... Oh, no. Oh, no! Hold on, he doesn't look behind this thing. He's not even gonna know I'm here. And feed him up again. Oh wait, he goes that way first. Okay, we're good. Wait for that guy to move on, and then we're out of here. Oh, you piece of shit! Get out of here! Fucking... Wrecked. There might have been another item on the top right over there, I just realized, but it's missable, because once you go up this elevator, you're done. So whatever was over there, I probably missed it. I just didn't want to get busted. Busted like we're playing GTA. Taking out all the scuba gear. I think we've seen Hideo Kojima's name like 5+ times in this intro alone. Oh! There it is! There's the nostalgia factor for everybody who grew up with this game. Also, I just realized my webcam's too big for this game compared to like FF14 or something. I'm gonna make it big, smaller. You guys can't even see the items down here. Where should I put myself? Top right, maybe? See if that works. A little smaller. I want to block out the cinematics and all that stuff.
It's Snake. I'm in front of the disposal facility.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
Thanks to the VR training I did on board the Discovery.
Oh, it's canon!
How's that sneaking suit working out?
I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move.
Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy, I'm grateful. If it weren't for your suit and your shot, I would have turned into a popsicle out there.
An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. Only the genome soldiers in this exercise are using it.
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh? By the way, how's the diversionary operation going?
2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way. The terrorist radar should have already picked them up.
Behind D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
Let the memes begin.
No idea. But it looks like our little diversion got their attention. Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed. There are only 18 hours left until their deadline. You've got to hurry.
Wow, you must be crazy to fly a hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
Oh, sorry. I haven't introduced you to yet. This is Mei Ling. She was assigned to us as our visual and data processing specialist. She designed your codec, as well as your Soliton radar system. Contact her if you have any questions about either of them.
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself. What's wrong?
Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology to be so cute.
What? You're just flattering me.
No, I'm serious. Well, I know I won't be bored for the next 18 hours.
Come on. I can't believe I'm being hit on by the famous Solid Snake. But I'm surprised. You're very frank for a trained killer.
Looks like we both have a lot to learn about each other.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to learning about the man behind the legend. But first, let me explain about your Soliton radar system. The bright dot in the middle is you, Snake. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision.
Be careful, Snake. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make sure you don't let them see you.
First, I want you to infiltrate the disposal site and look for the DARPA chief.
The DARPA chief was injected with the same GPS transmitting nanomachines as you.
He should appear on your radar as a green dot.
Get whatever information you can from him about the terrorists. If he's alive, that is.
Snake, your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it.
Yes, it gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful.
We'll be monitoring your movements by radar, so contact us by codec anytime you want.
Got it. I'll call if I'm feeling lonely.
Seriously, Snake, we're here to back you up, so call if you need some information or advice.
I'm also in charge of your mission data. Contact me if you want
Oh,
me to
Naomi.
record your current status. My frequency is 140.96. It's a dedicated frequency for saving data. Don't forget it.
Remember, except for your binoculars, you're naked. You need to arm yourself with whatever weapons you can find.
I remember. First, I'm strip searched by Dr. Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away. Imagine yourself put in that position.
Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me.
I'll hold you to that, Doctor. By the way, sorry to disappoint you, but I did manage to smuggle out my smokes.
How did you do that?
In my stomach. Thanks to the shot you gave me that suppressed my stomach acids.
Cigarettes? How are those going to help you?
You never know.
Sneaky bastard, eh?
If you want to get in, there's the front door. It's the fastest way, but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
I can't just knock on the door and ask them to let me in. There's one sentry on the left and one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
I keep laughing at all this because all these memes are so well known. You even see people in FF14 typing them sometimes.
What about the air duct near the door? There should also be a duct on the second floor.
I can't see it from here.
I'll let you decide the best COA. I'm counting on you, Snake.
How kind of them to translate or, put in parentheses what COA means, course of action. How kind of them to do that, because there's some words they threw out that especially me as a kid didn't know what the hell they were saying, or what they were talking about. When they were like harmonic resonance. It's weird replaying this game now and actually knowing vaguely what that means, since I took physics. I'm like, oh. Okay, so yeah, that'll fuck with radio waves, because it'll... Yeah, like it kind of... I didn't study enough of that, but I know that means it'll basically, it'll literally vibrate the hell out of the radio waves and distort them, so it'll cut off their ability to transmit information properly. Yeah, so you can't go back down. Ooh, what's this? Oh, I'm already full. Even on easy, you can only carry 2 rations at the beginning of the game. If it's like Metal Gear 1 and 2, I think you can the number of rations you can carry goes up as you progress through the game. I almost said level up, but it's not an RPG like that. It doesn't have that RPG element, but it kind of does. Like as you progress through the game, it's like there's a hidden leveling system tied to your story progress, where suddenly you can now carry more ammo and more items, more of each item. I don't know what determines it. I bet it's probably just certain checkpoints in the story, like certain boss fights, stuff like that. Yeah, the 556ers and pineapples line, I heard somebody say that shit in FF14. I didn't even remember it was from here. So when I saw it just now, I chuckled. Just in general on the internet, sometimes on like gaming forums, you'll hear memes from this game, just certain lines that people like to call back to. This is a very nostalgic game for a lot of people. It's not too different from FF7. Same era video games. Different types of video games, but nonetheless very nostalgic for a lot of people. You know, there's a reason these franchises are still around to this day. They hit pretty hard with people who grew up with them way back then. I almost walked right into that. But yeah, I remember being blown away by this when I was a kid. I was like, dude, I've never played a game like... I don't think I'd ever played a stealth game before. This was my first experience with any kind of stealth. And I was like, holy shit, dude, this is, like, this is intense. Like, try not to get caught and everything. I got busted so many times. I triggered so many alerts.
Huh? Oh, whose footprints are these?
Oh no, the footprint mechanic. Fuck this guy. Like, all my VR training just went out the window, didn't it? What the... Assault? Oh, this is how you get the pistol! Oh, it doesn't have a silencer on it, though. I gotta be careful. Semi-automatic pistol, hold down square to aim and release the fire. Like, I think I died like 10 times as a kid before I even reached this damn pistol in this truck. Like, I just kept triggering alerts and not knowing what to do and would panic and just die. I would just get swarmed by enemies and get killed. There was no VR training in the demo. You had to kind of just... You were just thrown in like this.
A surveillance camera?
Yes. David Hayter. The true and only Solid Snake. Wait, can I even get that? Oh, I see. Oof, this is gonna be tricky. I might get busted trying to get this, but... Damn. So I'm gonna have to do this, and then go along the wall, and then when it turns back... I see what I have to do, okay. Fucking camera changes, dude. It's just... If I unstick from the wall right now, I'll get spotted. I think they thought they were doing you a favor by changing the camera like this, but it actually just made the game harder for no reason. Unnecessarily increase the difficulty, because it makes you want to shift which direction you're pushing your control stick or the D-pad in. Actually, it's made it harder. Like, I have to remember where the hell the item was so I can get it before... Oh, hold on, I think there's a hiding spot. Yeah, I don't have to run back here. I can just... like this. See, like here you might be tempted when the camera changes. It's partially what fucked me up when I played the demo as a kid. When the camera changes like this, you might think, oh, I'm holding right, I should... As soon as the camera changes, I should hold up to stay stuck to the wall. And as soon as you hold up, this happens, and then you're busted. The camera sees you. So... whatever direction you were holding before the camera changed, just keep holding that direction, or you'll get caught. Or you'll unstick from the wall, basically, unintentionally. Which usually leads to getting caught, since everything has to be so precise to avoid that. Is there anything here? Fuck. I thought I could make it across, I didn't know the damn stair was below. I got a grenade though, worth it. I think. What's that easy? Oh my god. I was like, I remember there was an item there. I thought I could dash straight across, but these stairs were moved just under, so you can't just go straight across, you have to go down. I guess you have to pick them up and then double back the way you came. If you want to get them without getting caught. Oh well. Again, it's been a long time since I played this, so... He's gonna see the footprints again, doesn't he?
Huh?
Yep.
Whose footprints are these?
Here he goes. See ya, nerd. Fuck off. I don't know if I should take the top one or the bottom one. I think you get different items for taking the top or lower entrance. That camera never changes. How the fuck do I... Wait. Ay, hijo de su puta madre, thought that guy was gonna see me. I was like, don't turn around, don't turn around. He would have seen me if I stayed there. Shit. Wait. Where's he going? So I'm doing 2 playthroughs, I already mentioned this. To get both endings, to show both endings. Shit, okay. I'm doing 2 playthroughs to show both endings. So I think on the first playthrough, I'm gonna, God damn, dude. I think on the first playthrough, I'm gonna take the bottom route, and then the next one I'll take the top route. How do you... One second, dude. I don't want to get busted right now.
That base must have some kind of ventilation system to recirculate the air. There should be air ducts around there somewhere. They must need a lot of power to run the base. There's probably a diesel generator somewhere. And since generating electricity requires oxygen, there must be exhaust openings for that too.
I did not know that.
You're not gonna believe this, but they shot down the F-16s we were using as a diversion with a Hind D. Then we got a message from Liquid. He said if we try something like that again, he'll launch the nuke. Snake, hurry up and get in there. That Hind will be coming back soon.
At this point, Kid Me was panicking because I was like, oh shit, I have a time limit? I forgot Naomi and everybody else's frequencies. I hope they tell you again later because I kind of forgot. I'll be honest. I kind of forgot. See? Why did you fucking call me when I wasn't even... Fucking... That's what I get for answering that phone call, man. Or codec call, sorry. Got trolled hard by this fucking game, dude. I don't know if that call was scripted for when I reached that point, or if it was just because I took too long. Rats. Oh my god, I need night vision. I can't see where the hell I'm going. I don't think you get night vision though. Nope. Fucking game, man. Why'd they call me at the worst time? I should have crawled into the vent a little bit, but I thought it was gonna... Oh, I went backwards, didn't I? It's gonna wake him up. Yes, it does! Okay. Fuck you. He threw a grenade in the fucking air vent, dude. I would have died just now. Oh my god. By the way, even if you play on easy, this game is much harder than the remake. The Twin Snakes, that one is way more forgiving. All I see is myself in the reflection of the TV screen. I think your health bar also goes up as you progress through the game too. You don't just have this tiny ass health bar for the whole game. Again, it's like a hidden sort of leveling system kind of thing. Like as you progress, you just get stronger and can carry more items for some reason. Might as well. Lost some health, I can pick up more right now. Oh yeah, if you leave these equipped, there's no way to accidentally use them. Unless you do this and hit circle really fast, like, you know, out of panicking. I don't know if in this game, or only starting in Metal Gear Solid 2, they designed it so that if you lose your entire health bar, it automatically eats a ration as long as you have it equipped like this, so you won't die. I don't know if that's a thing yet, though. It might not be. I'll keep it equipped just in case, because my health is really fucking small right now. But I'm pretty sure that might not be a thing yet in this game. My god, it's so easy to get disoriented. These graphics don't help with first person in a dark air vent shaft. So which way do I go? When the hell did I pick up? Oh, these must be the things I got at the helipad. Okay. I'm hugging the wall to see if maybe I missed another way to go. Oh yeah, this way. Wait. Rats! Mandatory phone call. Who's this?
Snake, this is McDonald Miller. It's been a long time.
Master, what are you doing here?
Is he the same Miller from...
being a drill instructor, so I moved out here for some peace and quiet. I'm in retirement, just like you. Once in a while, I still help train the Alaskan Scouts.
Passing on the skills to a new generation, huh?
Campbell told me about the situation here. I thought I might be of some use.
There's no one I'd rather have in a foxhole than you.
Well, I know lots about survival in a harsh environment. I've lived in Alaska longer than you, so call me if you have any questions about the flora or fauna out here. My frequency is 141.80. Those mice are Alaskan field mice. Don't worry, they can't hurt you. Wild field mice don't have a thick layer of fat, but they can still survive the bitter winters here without hibernating. They dig tunnels under the snow. That's where they stay warm.
Survival specialists, huh? I should learn from them.
But there's a dark side too. Sometimes the males will kill and eat offspring that's not their own.
To ensure the survival of their own genes, right?
Yeah, pretty brilliant program, huh? If there are mice, that means there must be an exit somewhere. Follow the mice.
Is this supposed to be the same Miller that helped us out a little bit in Metal Gear 2? Or did he have a different first name? That could have been a different guy. I'll have to look back at the Metal Gear 2 stream. Oh, we're underwater. I'm drowning!
I got poisoned!
No, I said I'm drowning. The oxygen, the O2 meter, makes a return from Metal Gear 2. See, one thing you'll notice about this game is it's gonna feel, for people who actually did play Metal Gear 1 and 2, especially number 2, back in 1990, this game feels a lot like a remake, like a spiritual successor, which it should be, it's a sequel. But I mean, it doesn't just feel like a sequel, it almost feels like they just remade the second game, but with a new story that continues from the second game. Like, you'll notice a lot of the map layouts, and I pointed this out while we were playing Metal Gear 2, or watching a playthrough of Metal Gear 2, I was like, a lot of the map layouts and some of the things that happen, especially at the beginning, resemble things that happen in Metal Gear Solid, this one. Sneaking in through an air vent like we're doing right now. And you enter in this big-ass opening garage thing with tanks. Decommissioned tanks just sitting there. In this case, there's just the bottom of the tank right there. The base is very similar in design. Where'd that guy go? Okay, he's fucked up. The bangers, dude. The bangers from Metal Gear 2 make a comeback too. Alright, what's going on?
Use the elevator to change floors. There should be a cargo elevator that you can take down somewhere around there. Try to find it.
Also, oh fuck that, let's just do this so we can hear the music. Differences between difficulty modes, obviously they hit harder, yada yada. The standard stuff. But also, if you play on hard and above that, like extreme, I believe you also get the option to make it even harder for yourself by making it so that if you trigger an alert, it's an instant game over. You can't evade the enemies and hide and try to stay alive. You just die as soon as there's an alert triggered. Unless the alert is scripted, because there are some sequences where it's scripted just like there was in the previous game, in Metal Gear 2. So you can make it extra challenging for yourself like that too. I did try Extreme on the Twin Snakes one time, and I only made it so... I know how far I made it before, I just couldn't anymore, and I gave up. And I'll point it out when we get there, but... these games can be pretty fucking hard if you play on the higher difficulties, for sure. Just looking at the Soliton radar system, it looks like they ripped the first area from Metal Gear 2 and put it into PlayStation graphics, and here it is. Sort of. Like, it's not too much, but it's there. The headphone thing. Oh, there's a camera up there. Fuck, let's come back this way. I'm gonna get sandwiched. I did VR training. I got this. Okay, got the locked door. Which way does he go? He comes over here a little bit. I think I should try utilizing the knocking mechanic a bit more. That way I don't have to just adhere to their own, like, patterns of movement. I can just manipulate them to go where I want them to, when I want them to. Where and when I want them to go somewhere, I can do that. That's level 1. You remember the keycard mechanic from the first 2 games? Yeah, it's here. Alive and well. Same shit. Oh, shit. I think this floor makes noise. Doesn't matter for the camera, because the camera doesn't detect sound, but... Oh. See, like right there, I just wanted to unstick from the wall. Dude! Jesus. Like I said, sometimes it's better not to use the analog sticks. They kind of screw you over. Oh my god. They're nowhere nearby. Someone here. I know that guy's on the first floor, but I think he can hear the metal clanging here, so I'm trying to be quiet until he moves on. Thermal goggles, hell yeah! Optional item upgrade found. See, I was saying this when we watched Metal Gear 2. I was saying that this game, a lot like... It's like its own style and flavor of, like, Metroid or Castlevania. Which I feel like Zelda falls into that category too. They each have their own sort of flavor, but... I think that's what made video games really cool for a lot of people back then, is there were so many... There was such a big... I hope I don't go on too much of a ramble here, because we gotta move on, but still. There was such a big, I don't know what to call it, almost like a tornado of just fresh, innovative ideas coming out constantly. Like, no 2 video games felt exactly the same. And nowadays, just like movies, most people would say video games have gotten a little stale in the sense that they all feel somewhat similar. Like 90% of the market is just nothing but first-person shooters that all feel the same way. Yada yada. I know it sounds like a boomer rant, but it's kind of true. When you look back at the era of video games like here, and you realize how many classics there are from this era that all feel vastly different, even if they actually weren't too different at their core, you can see why a lot of people are very nostalgic about this era. So like this, at its core, I feel it's not too different from like Zelda, Metroid, and Castlevania. But the way they did it, there's like different flavors, you know? At their core, there's sort of like you hunt down items and upgrades, and your character becomes more powerful and you're able to progress further. And you're just in this big zone where you're constantly unlocking new areas. You get key cards for new doors. Just like in Metroid, when you get new weapons, you can open new doors and go to new areas that you couldn't before, yada yada. Resident Evil, there's another one. You're getting keys to unlock new doors you couldn't open before. Yada yada. Anyway, it's like they were the same at their core, but the way they executed their concept was different enough to make each game feel fresh and innovative and different from each other. And that's what made people like really appreciate, you know, back in my day. I feel like that's what it was. But I don't know, I think that the only way to have that discussion, like, for real, the only way to really have a more valid discussion along those lines is, like, to get someone who grew up in this era and discuss with someone who grew up in, like, today's era of video games. And, like, or just, yeah, either that or just show someone from a later generation what video games were like back then and see what they think, honestly. Because they might feel the same way. Newer generations might feel like that there's still that same level of innovation now. And it's just like, it's just boomer talk and nostalgia goggles making people feel like there isn't. You know? Like it's not the same as it used to be. When it actually is. I don't know. Because your life experiences shape your perspective, obviously, so who knows? Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Can you drop down for me? You'd probably get hurt anyway, but no, you can... You do take fall damage in this game. I don't want that guy hearing me. I had a flashback just now. As a kid, I just ran across here thinking I was safe. This guy heard it. He goes up the stairs and comes over here to check. It takes forever, so you have to wait. You have to backtrack and then wait forever for him to go back to his starting point. But, or you get busted. I got busted, obviously, as a kid. Did they have a mechanic in this game where you could sort of jump off a railing and... Circle's gonna knock on the railing, and then he's gonna come over here. Triangle? Oh, it just puts on first person. Where? Circle. Okay, never mind. I guess that's not till Metal Gear Solid 2. It's easy to forget which game has what features. One thing I appreciate about the remake of this game, the Twin Snakes, is it took Metal Gear Solid 2's quality of life upgrades and brought them into this, basically. Into this older game. I'll wait. I'll be patient. Well, now what? I'm here. He can see you if you stand too close to the edge of the elevator. Like right here. Let's check out basement first floor, because obviously that's, yeah, we're on the first floor right now, so. It took me so long just to get this far in the demo when I was a kid. I thought I was already, like, making tremendous progress in the game. I was like, dude, this demo's hella long. It's like you get half the game.
Look at the radar. It's picking up the DARPA chief. He's the green dot. Hurry and rescue him.
The green. You said the green dot, right? That doesn't look like a dot. That looks like a scrambled fucking signal of like 6 or 7 dots going crazy. Level 6. I like the music changes. Knock knock. What's up? Speak!
Snake, if you want to go up or down a ladder, just press the action button by the ladder.
Okay. Thank you very much, Roy. There we go. Auto climbing. Man, I can't see shit. Okay, so I'll probably go that way based on the map. Oh my god, do you see that? Yeah. Alright, what do we got? I'm trying to remember how the map was. We went down there, so we probably have to go all the way over there, then that way, then that way. Okay. Actually, I think this takes you directly there. I'm not sure. Can I look down? No. There's some optional scenes that you can, I think I'm doing 2 playthroughs of this, because there are some optional scenes you can miss here, I think, if you go the right way first. This obviously wasn't it. Or I thought there was. Yeah, I don't remember too much of this game, it's been too long.
Snake, the DARPA chief's signal is coming from somewhere in that area. Isn't there some place to drop down? Take a look around in first-person view mode.
Oh, so there is? Oh, there's a way to actually... Okay, let me go back then. What's first person again? Triangle? Oh, then you can actually... Okay. Shit. I just thought you could automatically look up or down using the right analog stick. See? I'm trying to use today's control standards on an old video game from the 90s. Even if it is the late 90s. There we go.
Ugh, kinda damn cold. I hate Alaska. Boy, oh boy, that woman is built all right.
Took a shit, I guess. We're talking about some woman that he thinks is hot, or he's just commenting that she's muscular as hell. You have to sort of hold the stick, otherwise it snaps back up. Maybe there's an item there. Yeah, I knew there was an optional scene there. It was a small one, but still. You know, didn't want to miss it, so. Hey, let's see who's here.
Is that a woman? Not him.
Maybe that's who that dude was talking about. The woman who was built. He's doing sit-ups on her bed. Toilet paper rolls, toilet. Wash bin. I've tried doing sit-ups like that on the bed. It is incredibly uncomfortable. You need solid ground to do those. On the bed, it's just... I think you just fuck up your back, honestly. It just feels fucking weird. Does not feel right. This is where the demo ends. well, after all the cutscenes that are incoming, time to get cozy. I said this game had way more dialogue and cutscenes than the previous two games.
Who's that?
I meant it. Oh, I should lower this.
I'm here to save you. You're the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, right?
You here to save me, huh? What's your outfit?
I'm the pawn they sent here to save your worthless butt.
Really? It's true. You don't look like one of them. In that case, hurry up and get me out of here.
Slow down. Don't worry. First, I want some information about the terrorists.
The terrorists?
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke?
What are you talking about?
The terrorists are threatening the White House. They say if they don't accede to their demands, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Sweet Jesus.
Is it possible?
It's possible. They could launch a nuke.
How do they plan to launch? I thought this place was just for keeping the dismantled warheads. They shouldn't have access to a missile.
What I'm about to tell you is classified information. Okay? We were conducting exercises with a new type of experimental weapon. A weapon that will change the world.
What?
A weapon with the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the Earth. A nuclear-equipped walking battle tank.
Metal Gear. It can't be.
You knew? Metal Gear is one of the most secret black projects. How did you know that?
We've had a couple of run-ins in the past. So that's the reason you were here at this disposal site?
Why else would I come to a godforsaken place like this?
I had heard the Metal Gear project was scrapped.
On the contrary. It's grown into a huge joint project between ArmsTech and ourselves. We were going to use this exercise as raw data, and then proceed to mass production. If it hadn't been for the revolution...
Revolution?
Rex has fallen into the hands of terrorists.
Rex?
Metal Gear Rex. The code name for the new Metal Gear prototype. They're probably already finished arming the warhead they plan to use with Rex. These guys are pros. They're all experienced in handling and equipping weapons.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?
But I thought that all nuclear warheads were equipped with safety measures. Some kind of detonation code that you have to input.
Oh, you mean PAL? Yes, of course, there is a PAL. It's set up so that you need to input 2 different passwords in order to launch the device.
There are 2 passwords?
Yes. Baker knows one, and I know one.
Baker? The president of ArmsTech?
That's right. Each of us needs to input our password, or there can be no launch. But they found out my password.
You talked?
Psycho Mantis can read people's minds. You can't resist.
Psycho Mantis?
One of the members of Foxhound. He has psychic powers.
This is bad.
It's just a matter of time before they get Baker's too.
If they find out Baker's password...
Yes, they'll be able to launch a nuke anytime. But there is a way to stop the launch.
What?
The card keys.
Card keys?
They were designed by ArmsTech, the system developers, as an emergency override. Even without the passwords, you can just insert the card keys and engage the safety lock.
And if I do that?
Yes. You can stop the launch.
That card key.
So where are the keys?
Baker should have them. Listen, you need 3 card keys. There are 3 different slots to put them in. You need to insert a card into each one of them.
Okay, 3 card keys. Do you know where they might be keeping Baker?
Somewhere in the 2nd floor basement.
2nd floor basement?
I heard the guards say they moved him to an area that has a lot of electronic jamming.
Any other clues?
Yes, they cemented over the entrances, but didn't have enough time to paint them. Why don't you look for the areas where the walls are a different color? Here, take this. It's my ID card. It'll open any level 1 security door. It's called a PAN card. It works together with your body's own electrical field.
Personal area network, huh?
It transmits data using the salts in your body as the transmission medium. As you approach the door's security devices, they'll read the data stored in the card.
And the doors will open automatically. Gotcha.
This is some high-tech sci-fi shit.
Okay, I'm gonna get you out of here.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
You haven't heard any other way to disarm the PAL, have you? From your bosses or anyone?
No.
Are you sure you haven't heard anything?
I just said no.
So does the White House plan to give in to the terrorists' demands?
That's their problem. It has nothing to do with my orders.
But what about the Pentagon?
Pentagon? What is it?
Hey, what happened?
Dead.
What?
Damn!
Naomi, the chief. What happened?
I don't know. It looked like a heart attack, but...
A heart attack? No.
Colonel, are you hiding something from me?
Absolutely not. Snake, you've got to understand. This op is security level red. You need the highest security clearance to get access to the complete file.
You want me to believe that you're in charge of this op, but you don't have complete access to the file?
I told you, the Secretary of Defense is in operational control. I'm just here as your support. Snake, we don't have time to debate. Get out of there and find President Baker.
Snake's like, I knew I should have stayed home for this shit. Oh, something's happening. Look at the red dots on the radar. And doors open. That was where the demo ended. And I was after that scene. This, you don't see any of this.
So you killed the chief, you bastard!
You bastard!
Liquid? No, you're not. Don't move!
Is this the first time you ever pointed a gun at a person? Your hands are shaking. Can you shoot me, rookie?
Careful, I'm no rookie.
Liar. That nervous glance, that scared look in your eyes. They're rookie's eyes if I ever saw them. You've never shot a person, am I right?
You talk too much.
You haven't even taken the safety off, rookie.
I told you I'm no rookie!
You're not one of them, are you?
Open that door.
Here we go.
You've got a card, don't you?
Why?
So we can get the hell out of here.
Looks like we'll be a little delayed.
What are you doing? Don't think. Shoot!
Shit. I had to readjust my volume. Alright, I'm ready. Wait. There, right. Oh my god, I thought the grenade would be instant.
What are you waiting for? Shoot!
Don't talk to me like a rookie.
But you are.
I'm telling you, shoot!
Snake, what are you doing? Take care of the bad guys and get the hell out of there.
What do you think I'm trying to do?
That weapon you found.
I know, what if I never found the pistol? You assholes! I was about to ask, did I reload or why did, you know, I thought those were clips. I was like, what's up with the clips that just hit the ground? They were grenades, I didn't even know. Assholes, dude! They got me. That would have been an instant game over if this was on like normal or hard, I think. Naturally, they're hand grenades, for fuck's sake.
Thanks for the help.
Wait! Who are you?
Let's zoom in on her ass. Now we know where Snake's eyes go.
You've killed him!
I'm sorry, sir.
His mental shielding was very strong. I could not dive into his mind.
Now we'll never get that detonation code.
Boss, I have a good idea.
Naomi, I just had some kind of hallucination. Is it from the nanomachines?
No, Snake. The nanomachines are functioning properly.
So what was it?
It must have been psychometric interference coming from Psycho Mantis, Foxhound's psychic. Think of it as a mental feedback loop.
So that was Mantis.
Evidently so. Going up against the dude who's got psychic powers. They certainly upgraded the villains from the first two games, didn't they? Did we meet anyone with any supernatural type of powers in the first two games? I don't remember. I do remember commenting that the boss design was unique. But I don't know if we ever actually went up against someone that was, you know... I can't go back inside. Oh. Right. Just like the first two Metal Gear games, you have to equip the ID cards, but unlike those games, hallelujah, the doors are actually fucking marked. They're actually marked to tell you which keycard now. It's not like the first two Metal Gear games where you have to go up to the door and keep trying keycards till you find the right one. It's annoying as hell. So she obviously was the chick who was in here. She came out, she beat up this guard, the one that we saw taking a shit earlier. Took his clothes, even his underwear. And then I like how they censored it with the... You can't check them. No. Hell yeah. Probably put that away, I don't Yeah, okay. Something from Metal Gear Solid 2 is you can just do a quick click of the R2 or L2 button, and it'll unequip or re-equip the last weapon you had on. Same with your items. This game you had to always manually change. Like that. Which luckily it pauses the game though. Thermal imaging system for night vision use. Not as good as night vision, but I'll take it for now. We gotta pick those up. I don't want to accidentally fire off the shot when I don't need to, because then I'll raise an alert. People will hear it, you know? Oh, I see. There's the air vents I crawled through. This was the item I saw. Okay. I'm oriented on where I'm at now. Oh, for fuck's sake. Say what you want about the Twin Snakes. I like the quality of life upgrades from the second game that they brought into it. So I can't follow her that way, right? No. Oh good, you can still do this. Where the hell do I go then? Oh, maybe, right, elevators don't open automatically, you have to push a button, right? There we go. I thought the elevator doors were like the other ones, you know? The normal doors, like the keycard ones. So, I was like, wait, why isn't it opening? Okay, so let's check out Basement 2 now. But yeah, the demo ended right after the dude dies of a heart attack, the DARPA chief guy. And then it says like Metal Gear Solid now available, you know, to purchase in stores or whatever the fuck they say. And I was just like, I was blown away. As a kid, I was like, what the fuck did I just play? Like, I knew this was gold immediately. I was like, this looks amazing. I want to get the full game. Like, I really wanted to. Because I was blown away. I'd never played a game like this before. I was like, dude, ever since I was a kid, I've always been into video games for the storytelling, not just the gameplay. The gameplay's important too, but I've always valued storytelling through the interactive medium, you know, video games. So when I saw that this was heavily story-based, and it had a unique gameplay concept, which I loved, the hide-and-seek stealth factor, basically, as my kid brain saw it, I was just like, I want this fucking game, dude. Like, especially with the cliffhanger ending on the demo, where that guy just dies of a heart attack and you have no idea why. Because the demo literally ends right there. And it just tells you to go buy Metal Gear Solid. And I was just like, I want this fucking game! Ah. If only I'd had the money back then. But hey, I have it as a digital classic now on PS3, so that's something. Until they finally decide to actually shut down the PlayStation Network store someday. Then I'm fucked. Excuse me? Trapdoors! I could have fallen to my death there. And they close back up. Assholes. You have to remember that that's there. So yeah, that's a returning mechanic from the previous two games. Although trapdoors weren't introduced in the first game until pretty late, if I remember correctly. I'm hugging the wall now. I'm scared. I don't want to fall. What is this? Level 3. C4. Plastic bombs, basically. No smoking. Or else what? It's probably because there's explosives here. I don't think anything actually happens. I don't want to lose health. But... you know, that's the logic behind it. No open flames around explosives, for very obvious reasons. Now I want to check for trapdoors. Okay, so there's one there. There's another one there. And then this one. So there's one there. Where's this one at again? Near the top. And then this one's near the bottom. Okay. Slightly different locations, but I can at least remember there's one in each hall. What about down here? I think also what got me killed a lot in the demo was the demo doesn't let you choose difficulties either. You play on normal. But I also did think the game was hella hard too. But I still thought it was really fun just because of the whole stealth thing, you know? Okay, that's it. The only trapdoors are in the top 3. Got it. It's level 5. Level 1, we got it already. Level 3. What's this one? Level 2. Level 1. Grenades. Use your grenades! I don't know what this one is, but it's already open. Getting FF7 Shinra building flashbacks. Why is the door already open? What do we got? Level 4. Alright, I think it's time to use the C4s. Plastic explosive, press square to set, circle to detonate. Oh, hold on, I need to, He said check for different colored walls, right? They cemented over them, but they didn't paint them. I'm just wondering if the knocking method from the previous game still worked, though. I guess not. Alright, let's see. Oh! Right over there. This game kind of requires you to go into first person sometimes. That does sound different, look. Right on. Alright. This is Thancred. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, he actually just does this. I thought he stuck to the wall and then planted it like that, but he actually faces it and plants it that way. I don't know how far back I should be. I think this is safe. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, circle. Damn! Alright. That did the trick. Any other walls like that? Just curious now. But yeah, even when I replayed this game many years later on the GameCube remake, the Twin Snakes, I loved it so much. I played it so many times and even sort of speedran it a little bit. Again, this was ages ago though, the GameCube era. I liked it better than MGS2, which was the first one that I played over and over a lot because our friend let us borrow it for a long time. But yeah, then I got the Twin Snakes and was like, this game is way better! I'm not sure how most people feel about it. Not the Twin Snakes in general, but like... between Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, I don't know which one the fan base actually likes more. I kinda like the first one a little bit better than 2. I don't know how most people feel though. I really don't know. Another wall. Keep pushing circle instead of square to plant it. Dude. I got so fucking lucky that didn't see me just now. Look, it easily could have seen me walk in. I couldn't even tell it was there because my radar's being jammed. Jesus, dude. What did I say? Level 6? It is. What about this one? 4. Didn't see or hear that one. This area is a wake-up call to not rely on your radar too much. You gotta start using first person more. Speaking of... what was that? Is there deep, 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 deep? Oh god, am I too close? Okay, no, we're good. Well, where the fuck do I go? Well, maybe there was another wall I could have broken in that tunnel. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one. Oop.
Am I too late? He's alive. You're the Arms Tech president, Kenneth Baker, right? Don't worry. I'm here to save you.
No, don't touch it!
C4.
Right. Touch that wire, and the C4 will blow up along with the old man. So you're the one that the boss keeps talking about.
And you?
Special Operations Foxhound. Revolver Ocelot. I've been waiting for you, Solid Snake. Now we'll see if the man can live up to the legend. This is the greatest handgun ever made. The Colt Single Action Army. 6 bullets, more than enough to kill anything that moves.
Claire can get that
I'll
handgun.
show you why they call me Revolver.
In Resident Evil 2, you can get that handgun as Claire with her alternate costume. Shit, instant boss fight. Jesus.
Hiding won't help you. I understand the bullets you see.
Wait, why can't I...
Make them go where I want.
Oh, because he was talking, I couldn't pull up my... I was holding down L2 to bring out the rations. He said hiding won't help you.
I love to reload during a battle. There's nothing like a feel inside. All right, I'm alive again. Let's go.
I don't know if you auto heal, so I'm just gonna use this now.
Better hurry up. The old man's not gonna last too long.
Oh, you can only shoot him once, alright.
I love the smell of corn. You know, that's but to you, it'll be the smell of your own death. I need help.
I don't know how you're supposed to dodge him consistently. Fuck. Wait a minute, he says. I'll wait for you to reload, Paul.
Wait a minute.
This is one hell of a first boss fight, dude. I don't fuck around.
Wait a minute.
Fuck you. Oh my god, I thought I was gonna die, dude.
You're pretty good. Just what I'd expect from the man with the same code as the boss. It's been a long time since I had such a good fight, but I'm just getting warmed up. What? My hand! Stealth camouflage. Can't you even die right? You were lucky. We'll meet again! Who are you? I like you. I have no name. That exoskeleton.
I mean, I don't even need to play the sound effect. He did it on his own. He was like...
Can you talk?
Who are you?
I'm not one of them. The DARPA chief told me he gave them his detonation code. What about yours?
Oh, I get it. Jim sent you. You're from the Pentagon.
Answer my question. What about your code? There's no time.
I talked.
What? Now the terrorists have both codes and can launch any time.
It's not like I didn't fight. I managed to resist Psycho Mantis's mind probe.
He couldn't read you? How'd you do it?
Surgical implants in my brain.
Surgical implants?
Kind of like a psychic insulation. Everyone who knows these top secret codes has it.
Even the DARPA chief?
Of course.
But the DARPA chief said Mantis got his code by reading his mind.
Are you sure you heard him right?
Yeah, I'm sure. In that case, how did they get your code?
I never had any training on how to resist torture.
It looks like he had some fun with you, all right.
Oh, he's not human. I tell you, he loved every second of it.
What happened to your arm?
He broke it.
Looks like you're more than even now. His was sliced off.
Ha! You're a funny man. So the chief, is he okay?
Dead.
What? Can't be. No, that's not what you promised, Jim. Now you want to shut me up?
Calm down. What's wrong with you? I just told you I was here to save you. I didn't kill the DARPA chief. He had a heart attack or something.
A heart attack? Oh, don't be a fool.
Anyway, the terrorists have both codes now.
Those boys are totally insane. They wouldn't hesitate to launch.
I agree, but what do they really want?
Oh, who knows?
Maybe they're like us in the arms industry, always looking forward to the next good war.
Well, I'm not gonna let these maniacs start a war today. You still have the card keys?
Card keys?
To override the detonation code. I heard you had them.
No, not anymore.
What? Who does then? Not the terrorists?
No, that woman.
Woman? Who?
A soldier that was thrown in prison along with me.
A female soldier, it must be.
She said she had just joined up as a new recruit. They threw her in prison because she refused to take part in the rebellion.
A new recruit? Could that be the Colonel's niece?
I gave her the key. Looks like she managed to break out of here, though. I hope she's okay.
I'm sure she is. She's green, but as tough as they come. But how did you know she escaped?
I was in contact with her by codec. Until I was tied up here, that is.
Codec?
Yes, she stole it from the guard. If she still has it, you should be able to contact her.
I'm sure she still has it. What frequency was she at?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, it's... Oh, sorry. I forgot.
Damn!
You bastard!
You suck! Oh, that's right. It should be on the back of the CD case. Try to contact her.
I'll contact her right away. But tell me, if this doesn't work, is there some other way to prevent the missile launch?
You need to find Hal Emmerich, one of my employees.
Who's that?
The team leader of the Metal Gear Rex project. A genius at engineering, but a little bit of an oddball. If there's anyone who can figure out how to stop Metal Gear from launching, it's him.
What if he can't come up with anything?
You'll have to destroy it. Emmerich knows how to destroy Metal Gear.
Where is this Emmerich?
Well, he's probably being held somewhere in the nuclear warhead storage building. It's north from here. That's where he worked.
I understand, but why Metal Gear? The nuclear age ended with the turn of the millennium.
Oh, you're wrong. The threat of nuclear war isn't gone. In fact, it's greater than it's ever been.
Yeah, exactly. That feels too real, man.
Spent nuclear fuel and plutonium is increasing even today. Listen, have you ever seen a warehouse full of nuclear material?
No.
Drums and drums of nuclear waste stacked this high, as far as you can see. Because there's still no real way to dispose of the stuff.
So they just close the lid and try to pretend like it'll go away?
Essentially, yes. And they're not even doing a good job of storing it. Many of the drums are corroded, with nuclear waste seeping out of them.
Unbelievable.
Not only that, but several pounds of MUF are reported every year.
MUF?
It stands for material unaccounted for. It proves that there's a large and well-organized black market in nuclear materials. Furthermore, since the end of the Cold War, Russian nuclear engineers in particular are out of work with no way to turn. In other words, there's plenty of available nuclear material and scientists for making a bomb. We live in an age when any small country can have a nuclear weapons program.
What about the other superpowers?
Russia and China still maintain a significant nuclear presence. Complete nuclear disarmament is an impossibility. To maintain our own policy of deterrence, we need a weapon of overwhelming power.
You mean Metal Gear?
Yes. You know our industry suffered quite a blow as a result of the cuts in military budgets due to this so-called peace.
I remember hearing a lot about mergers and takeovers among the big weapons makers.
Yes. And after my company lost their bid to produce the Air Force's next line of fighter jet, the Metal Gear system was our last ace in the hole. That's why we pushed to have Metal Gear developed as a black project.
Black project?
Secret projects paid for by the Pentagon's black budget. You can avoid a lot of red tape and get a great lead time on your weapons production. And no one can bother you. Not even those bleeding heart liberals on the Military Oversight Committee.
Bribes.
I prefer to think of it as good business. Anyway, Metal Gear was going to be formally adopted after the results of this exercise were analyzed.
I don't give a crap about you and your company.
Yes, that's about what I'd expect from a grunt like you. Here, this is what you came for, right?
What's that?
An optical disc. It's all here. The main hard drive was destroyed by gunfire. This is the only remaining copy of the data.
What kind of data?
All the data collected from this exercise. Don't play dumb. I know you were sent to get this. I hid it from that sadistic maniac while he was torturing me. They don't know this disk exists. Make sure you report this to Jim. To your boss. I'll give you my card too. It'll open up all security level 2 doors.
Can you walk?
No. No, you go on without me. They got my password. They don't want anything else from me.
I have one more question. Who or what was that ninja thing? It looked like you knew something.
That ninja? That was Foxhound's dark little secret.
Dark little secret?
An experimental genome soldier.
You know him?
You should ask Dr. Naomi Hunter from Foxhound. She knows better than I.
Naomi?
You've got to stop them. If it goes public, my company and I are finished.
Plot twist.
What? Doesn't Metal Gear use currently existing technology?
Metal Gear itself does, but... What did you do to me? Oh, no. Oh, no, it can't be. Those Pentagon bastards. So, they actually went and did it.
What are you talking about?
They're just using you for...
What the hell?
Another heart attack. Wow, imagine that.
Colonel, are you listening? Now he's dead too.
I have no idea.
Don't lie to me.
It looked like another heart attack, but...
Some kind of poison?
Well, there are lots of drugs that can cause a heart attack in large doses. For example, potassium chloride or dioxides, but we won't be able to tell without doing an autopsy.
Damn!
Snake, I want you and Meryl to work together.
Can I trust her?
More than you can trust me. Get in contact with her.
Snake, there's a lot of electrical interference coming from there. It should be okay if you do burst transmission like us, but normal transmission is probably impossible. Try moving away from that area.
Snake, get a hold of yourself.
Naomi, what the hell was that ninja thing? A member of Foxhound?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, we have no one like that in our unit.
Is that right?
Snake, I'm counting on you.
Okay, we finally got a health upgrade. I don't know how though, he just kind of did this. Was he eating something? Also, blah, 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 blah. He ate a ration and he restored his health, but also got extra. Our health bar went up. Dude, this game moves a mile a minute. See, I still remember the Twin Snakes cutscenes a bit more, and they definitely don't move at this pace. Like Ocelot getting his hand chopped off doesn't happen that fucking quickly. Like this, I can't even keep up with soundboard effects whenever I want to interject them here and there, because it just fucking goes, dude. The cutscenes fucking fly. It's just like, whoa, dude. I forgot how fast it moves in the original. It's pretty crazy, honestly. Okay, so yeah, he told us he forgot Meryl's frequency, but he said it's on the back of the CD case. What fucking CD is he talking about? And then Colonel told us to contact her as well. Well, anything else you guys want to say?
The DARPA chief and President Baker. So now the terrorists know both detonation codes.
Yeah, and on top of that, they both died right in front of my eyes.
Snake, now that the terrorists have both detonation codes, the only way to stop a nuclear launch is to either use the detonation code release keys that Meryl's holding,
or find the Metal Gear chief engineer that President Baker mentioned, Hal Emmerich.
In any case, you should contact Meryl by codec. Wasn't her frequency written on the back of the CD case?
What CD though? Real quick before we move on to that. Again, I already mentioned it with Metal Gear 1 and 2, but more so with this one, you can see they're really doubling down. Hideo Kojima's really doubling down now, finally, on getting his, you know, social and political commentary out there. Like, it's just in little quips and dialogue, and sometimes the main topic they talk about, of course. But, like, for example, when Baker here said that they're just like us in the arms industry, always looking forward to the next big war. Basically, subtle, not so subtle way of saying, you know, we want wars to happen because that's how we make our profits. We sell weapons. Why would we want peacetime, basically? These are things that, like, kind of flew over my head as a kid. Because I was still a kid when I played this on GameCube, the Twin Snakes. I was still very much a kid. These are things that really flew over my head. It wasn't until, like, around... Well, let's be honest, yeah. It wasn't until around between 2008 and 2010 when I saw the first two, like, when I saw Zeitgeist and Zeitgeist Addendum, 2008 and 2010 respectively, roughly when they came out. That's when everything really kind of was summarized in a way that I could actually understand what was really happening in our world, and what the pursuit of profit really meant and the consequences of that. And so now I put all of this more into better context for me. I have more knowledge to work with, yada yada. But yeah, most of that kind of flew over me as a kid, but nowadays that I have more context and actually understand what the hell they're talking about, it kind of surprises me in a different way, in the sense that, like, now I'm just kind of... I guess I'm mildly surprised at how long it's been, like, very common for people to talk about things like this in the mainstream. And even not so much, but still, even in the mainstream, you hear to talk about that, like, oh, you know, those corrupt bastards, you know, they're just looking to make a profit, so they're encouraging wars. This is just using the arms industry as an example, okay? It's just the example we're working with right here. You know, things like that, social and political commentary like that, you see that in movies and video games everywhere. Like, there's a bunch. But what's mildly surprising to me is just how little people really give a shit anyway. you hear things like that, and yet it doesn't really influence the way people think or who they vote for or anything like that. Not that voting solves anything, really. Not in the long term, but in the short term it can help if, you know, you vote for the right people, but in the long term it's still all heads in the right direction, honestly. And yeah, it's usually whatever. That's a whole nother topic. It's related, but still, I'm not gonna go down on that tangent. But I'm just surprised at how much social and political commentary there is out there that people just don't seem to react to. Like, even when it goes viral. Like, for example, the movies I just mentioned, as well as the third one that came out in 2012 or 11, I think it was. Zeitgeist Moving Forward. Like, all those, you look them up, their original posts are like millions of views. And yet, things kind of just kept going downhill anyway. Nobody really cared. It's like people just saw those videos, see things like that, absorb the shock value, and then they just go, well, that's neat, and they just go right back to their normal lives and don't give a fuck. And that's why nothing changes for the better, honestly. Nobody really seems to do anything with the knowledge that they gain, if it feels even slightly too daunting of a task, I guess. I don't know. Because obviously enacting any kind of change requires more than just one person, so people think that way, and they're just like, ah, fuck it then. You know, if I can't really do anything on my own, why even bother caring? So yeah, it's a little mildly disappointing and surprising, but at this point in my life, I've gotten kind of used to it. I'm just like, yeah, apathy. People being apathetic, I'm used to that now. So it's whatever. But I like how they, going back to this, I do like how these games are obviously, you know, they revolve around political and social commentary that, around topics that I'm obviously interested in, otherwise I wouldn't be rambling right now. But yeah, as a kid, I didn't understand what the fuck was going on at all. I was just like, well, I was like this. I had no idea. It all just...
In any case, you should contact Meryl by codec. Wasn't her frequency written on the back of the CD case?
Okay, so he just repeats his last line. So yeah, on the GameCube remake, they just say the back of the box. They don't say CD case. On the back of the CD case or on the back of the box? Even coming back years later to replay this, I still sometimes get really confused. I used to. now, ever since the last time it happened to me, because I was stuck here for an hour, I think, trying to figure it out. So ever since that time, I now know what the hell they're talking about. They're talking about they're breaking the fourth wall. They're talking about the actual CD case, where the video game came in, because PlayStation games were CDs, and they came in CD cases like music discs. They say the back of the box on the GameCube version, because now it's not a CD case, it's an actual, sort of, you know, it's a GameCube box. Like, shit, I was looking for my actual Metal Gear Solid game case, but... Fuck, it must be buried somewhere. Yeah. Well, fuck it, I'll just use this as an example. Phantasy Star Online. So yeah, they mean the box, the actual box. You gotta turn it around. And that's how you get it. I know I have the Twin Snakes somewhere around here, but... I have no idea where the hell I left it. I know it's somewhere in there, though. But I'll look for it some other time. Anyway, yeah, they mean the back of the box. If you flip over the CD case for Metal Gear Solid, or the GameCube one, you turn it around, there's a picture there, because they show pictures, like we just saw with the Phantasy Star one I showed, right? They show little pictures that depict scenes from the game, kind of trying to show off what the game is about. Every game case has that. One of them, for this one, has this screen with the codec call, but it has Snake and Meryl talking to each other. And obviously her frequency is between them, where it says 140.85. It has her frequency right there, and you see Snake saying the text on the bottom where it's, you know, the subtitles for when they talk. It says Meryl. And you can see that Snake is obviously just saying her name. So it's literally showing you a scene from the game on the back of the game case, and you have to use that to find her frequency. That's why I said it's a fourth wall breaking thing, because the only way to find her frequency is outside of the video game itself. You as a person have to physically look for it once it clicks what the hell they're talking about. You have to actually grab your game case and look at the back of it to see the frequency. That is the only way to figure it out. Nowadays we have GameFAQs and the internet, just a quick Google search, which is what I was doing during that scene. If you guys noticed, I was busy on my computer. I don't remember her fucking frequency, I had to look it up. And obviously I couldn't find the game case because I think it's the same on the remake. I think it's the same on the remake, but I couldn't find that game case either. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked in my mind. I got a little distracted. So I was just like, fuck it. So I googled it really quick. And yeah, it's actually, well, how do you change this? There we go. It's 140.15. But before I call her, I just realized I haven't saved at all. Now might be a good time. Let's see what everybody has to say first. Because I don't know if you can... Oh wait, yeah, you can. Never mind.
First, the DARPA chief, and then President Baker die of a heart attack?
Yeah, smells pretty rotten to me. Master, do you know anything?
No, but there's definitely something going on. Keep your eyes open out there.
I just realized I'm so spoiled by modern gaming and having autosaves. I was like, I haven't saved one time, and I don't actually know if when you hit continue, when you die, you actually start from where you were, like the last door you entered, or if it starts you from your last save point, which I don't have a single one yet. I'm a little monka shake when you think about it. Anything else?
People who have been through war and survived develop a kind of sixth sense to warn them of danger. Trust your instincts as a soldier, as a gamer.
As a gamer, you say? Nice, more fourth wall breaking here. Oops. Anything else?
In war, a split second can mean the difference between victory and defeat. Don't ever hesitate. The slower you react, the greater the chance that you'll be beaten.
I mean, that almost happened just now with Ocelot. I only had 2 rations. I thought he was gonna kill me before I figured out how to hit him. So he's not wrong.
That inner voice that warns you when danger is nearby. You can't learn that in training. You've got to have survived a few firefights, seen a few friends blown away, before you learn that trick.
Feels too real, man. Holy shit. Oops. Anything else?
When you're trying to hide, avoid places that look like the enemy might search. Think about how your enemy is going to move, and then sneak in there. It doesn't matter how smart you are, just use your head out there.
I wonder how many different things you can say. Holy shit, dude.
Snake, divide and conquer. Try to take your enemies on one at a time. Snake, divide and conquer. Try to take your enemies on one at a time.
Alright, that's all he's got. I'm gonna save and use the restroom real quick and then come back. Could do some more. Mei Ling?
Snake, you can't use your radar in that area. There's some kind of electronic jamming coming from there. I wonder what it is. Anyway, be careful.
Armory South.
Be careful, Snake.
Okay, thank God. Dude, I'm telling you, I think it happened in Metal Gear Solid 2. There was one time where I wanted to save the game, and the chick just went off. It started a whole cutscene after saving the game. Like, no kidding, like a 10-minute scene started afterwards. It was insane. Of them just talking, and some drama, and even the music changed to fit it. Like, it was crazy, dude. I was like, please don't do that right now, because I really need to use the restroom. So yeah, I'll use the restroom, and then we will go ahead and call Meryl, who is on 140.15. Thanks to me remembering the fact that you have to check the back of the game box, the back of the game case. I put that in there. Sniped out here. But yeah. Anyway, oh, I never explained. I think the reason most people accept, and I think this was actually intended, for why you have to get the code this way, from what I heard, apparently they said it's to avoid piracy. Go figure. Yeah, it was a way to sort of, or not avoid it, but like, punish it, I guess? It's a way to sort of trap someone who got who pirated a copy of it, or if they bought a used version of the game and, they don't have the original game case for it, they're fucked. And it's true, you're fucked. Like I said, now we have the internet, you can use Google, GameFAQs, and you're good. So this doesn't work anymore. But back then, in the late 90s, when the internet wasn't a big thing just yet, not everybody had access to it yet, you didn't have the game case, you weren't getting past this game. Unless you literally did this. If you literally were just like... I just did that over and over and over until you magically hit the right number. But you had to check all these frequencies. So let's say you started at Campbell 140.85 and you decided to work your way up, trial and error, until you found the answer. 1, 2, 3, 4... Look how many frequencies you'd be calling over and over to try and find her. And then finally, once you loop back around, if you haven't pulled your damn hair out yet, once you hit point 15, there you go, you can progress the game now. It's pretty shitty, isn't it? But yeah, I guess they were pretty serious about trying to protect their shit and not get, not enable piracy, or I guess also used. And renting too, dude. If you rented the game, they didn't give you the original game case, so you'd be fucked if you rented the game. I can imagine, like, Blockbuster and shit like that, those games that rented, or those stores that used to rent games were probably getting mad, like, horrible feedback from gamers that were like, what the fuck, dude? I can't play this damn game after a certain point, because I need the original game case. And they're like, well, we can't give you that. Or who knows what happened. People probably just gave up, rage quit, and fucked off. Which sucks after such an epic boss fight like that one with Ocelot. Which was harder than I remember. I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna die. But yeah. So that's how you do it, and that's the most likely reason why they set it up that way. Anyway, I'm rambling again. BRB. I will be back in a sec. Where's the damn thing? There it is. Okay. I'll be back in a sec. Alright, I'm back. Alright, let's continue, shall we? Hey, Meryl. What's up? Oh, fuck. This wasn't it. I got fed false information.
You bastard! You suck!
Well, that means it's either different. It's probably different for the Twin Snakes then. One for the two. Damn, if they have two different frequencies... I guess I'll just go to an actual game pack then. If they have two different frequencies for the GameCube version and this one, it stands to reason that would cause confusion like this. So when somebody asks that question online, they'll get the wrong answer. So what is the right one then? Let's see, Metal Gear Solid. For PlayStation, I should clarify this time. I'm on GameFAQs, obviously. Guides. Let's choose this one right here. Should be fine. Find in page. Mm-hmm. And I just found an Easter egg that I think I'm going to take advantage of next playthrough. My god, I did not know that existed. And you guys will just have to wait and find out to see what that is on the next playthrough. Anyway. Oh, I see. In this game, it's actually 141.52. Unless... Oh no, that's Natasha, right? She hasn't, she's not saved on her... Why isn't she... She introduced herself, but her frequency was not saved automatically. You have to contact her manually. Well, that takes care of one more person. Might as well call her.
This is Nastasha Romanenko. A pleasure to work with you, Solid Snake.
You're the nuclear specialist that the Colonel mentioned?
That's me. You can ask me anything about nukes that you want. I am also a military analyst, so I have an extensive knowledge of weapon systems as well. They asked me to participate in this operation as a supervisor from the Nuclear Emergency Search Team. I was happy to accept. We must not allow terrorists to get their hands on nuclear weapons of any kind. I hope I can help you to stop them.
You're a tough lady.
Those terrorists are serious about launching a nuclear weapon? The world cannot stand by idly and allow that to happen, and neither can I. Unfortunately, all I can do from here is provide you with information.
Hopefully that'll be enough. Another soldier here wouldn't make a difference anyway. It's good to work with you, Nastasha.
Same here, Snake.
Oh wait, no, it is. Maybe I have to go somewhere else. I probably have to leave the room then. Because it says, go there, do that, yada yada. He also said to check the back of your CD to find the frequency of a radio. You can find it in the official game manual as well. But I'll just tell you, her frequency is 140.15. So it is supposed to be 140.15. In that case, she probably just didn't answer because I probably have to leave the room and go somewhere else first. Okay. I should look up Easter eggs for these games. Good thing I'm playing this game again because we missed one that I just barely learned about for the first time ever from this guide. Total coincidence. It involves Meryl. Some people watching this probably know which one I'm talking about at this point. It was back at the jail cell. I didn't know about that. I know about it now, and I'll be taking advantage of it next playthrough. Because I'm kind of curious. But, going back to this, let's go ahead and do this other thing this guy told us about. Mm-hmm. Oh, right, that's where you get that. Sweet, we're about to get some new weapons. Cool. Alright, I'll contact Meryl. I'll try to contact Meryl again once I'm out of here then. There, now Nastasha's actually there. What the? Oh, over here. I was like, where's the way I came into the room? Oh, this way. Whoa! Wait. Doesn't work for any of these. There's guards here now. Thomas, level 2 keycard. But, not that easy. Oh yes! Tripwire sensors. You try to just go straight for it and you'll trigger an alert right there. The FAMAS. Our first rapid fire weapon, or fully automatic if you want to. See? Now we can carry more ammo. There it is. It's an assault rifle. Press square to fire, hold down square for full automatic. Can't really get a good look at it, but... Well, it's kinda... I think it's basically meant to be the same assault rifle that the enemies have been using against us so far. The standard soldiers, so... You know what it looks like. I mean, you can see the silhouette right there in the bottom right corner, so... Oh yeah, my webcam doesn't even block the life bar. Oh, put it in the right spot. Anyway. Just like Resident Evil, you don't use the ammo on any of your stronger weapons until the later half of the game. Or you save it as much as possible and hold on to it for dear life and then reach the last boss and realize you didn't even have to... Realize you overstocked and could have used some of it before, but it's too late now. And you beat the game with an overabundance of ammo. That does happen in these games too when you're overly cautious. Shit, something they have in common. For first playthroughs anyway. Nikita. That's interesting. We'll come back to that later. Named after a TV show. Oh good, the keycard's actually stacked now though. You don't have to switch back to the level 1 card once you have a higher level 1. Quality of life upgrade from the previous game. The MO disc. Optic disc containing Metal Gear exercise data. I like the Resident Evil 1 MO. What was with the MO disc fad? Capcom and Konami were like, MO discs! Need more MO discs. Can you make that guy fall there? No, I feel like the trapdoor closes too fast for that. Oh no, they walked past it. That'd be hella funny though. You could actually open it, and then he just falls right into it. See? He walks past it. Like, he walks around it basically, just barely, so he doesn't fall for it. Let's get the hell out of here. They won't see me here. Okay, so now we can, yeah, from here he says to call 140.15. Wait, what is Natasha's, or that was our initial, like, opening conversation. What does she say now? Because she might comment on the story.
Хорошо. Good. You found a SOCOM. That's a Special Operations Command pistol. It's a .45 caliber pistol with plenty of stopping power. It's also equipped with a LAM for nighttime combat. If you hold down the weapon button, you can train the laser sight on the enemy to help you aim. If you find a SOCOM suppressor, you can equip that too. That pistol was designed specifically for use by special forces, so I think it will be useful. Some people find it a little heavy and hard to use, but it shouldn't be a problem for you.
The way she talks always sounds mildly flirty. I think that was intentional. Anything else?
It is just like Baker said. We are facing increasing danger from stored nuclear materials. You see, there are 3 elements necessary in the manufacture of nuclear weapons: nuclear materials, nuclear engineers, and manufacturing technology. All 3 of them can easily be acquired by either legal or illegal means. If you have enough money, that is.
Again, there's that social and political commentary. Money talks, yeah.
They say that there are 500,000 nuclear engineers in the world. But after the end of the Cold War, the demand for nuclear engineers dropped precipitously. In the Eastern Bloc countries in particular, there is a tremendous brain drain. They cannot keep their scientists in the country. And each year, more and more nuclear engineers go to work for the highest bidder. Just like Baker said, each year, there are more and more cases of MUF coming from the nuclear material storage facilities. That stands for material unaccounted for. It means that someone is stealing nuclear materials and probably selling them on the black market. After the fall of the Soviet Union, the nuclear management program fell to pieces. In the late 1990s, there were rumors that nearly 100 suitcase-sized nuclear bombs mysteriously disappeared from the Soviet arsenal. We still do not know whether it is true or not, but it is possible that they fell into the hands of terrorists. It looks like the DARPA chief and the Arms Tech president both agree on the concept of maintaining a dominant nuclear arsenal. They are big on the nuclear deterrent theory. The idea behind a nuclear standoff is that both countries would be too afraid to use a nuclear weapon for fear of a nuclear reprisal. In other words, the only thing preventing a country from totally devastating another country with nuclear weapons is the fear of a nuclear counterstrike. Those two probably feel that Metal Gear will further promote that security.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. That part of the conversation with Baker was... or was it with the DARPA chief? Yeah, but see, it moved a mile a minute, and then so much happened after. I totally forgot to comment on this. Snake was like, wait, I thought, the US decided not to give a shit about Metal Gear and all this stuff. And he was like, no, they actually secretly accepted, the knowledge from, like, Dr. Marv and Petrovich on how to develop Metal Gear or whatever. Remember when I said when we were playing Metal Gear 2, I was like, I can't believe this story anymore. How can the US turn down, new intel on whether it's experimental or not, brand new weapons technology, right? It's like, this is unrealistic. They would never turn that shit down. Because remember, Petrovich betrayed us because he felt like the US was not accepting him. They were sort of tossing him out on his ass. They didn't care about his ideas and all this stuff. And I was like, that's unrealistic. Why would they not accept, you know, this scientist's ideas on developing bipedal tanks that can launch nuclear warheads? So the DARPA chief was sort of, that was either it was a retcon. Yeah, you can think of it as a retcon, but it was a well written one, which was him saying no, they actually did accept, you know, they did begin their own Metal Gear project based on Petrovich and Dr. Marv's like intelligence and stuff on nuclear, or sorry, on Metal Gear. I keep saying that. On Metal Gear's weapon technology, they did actually make their own, and Metal Gear Rex is basically the United States' own developed Metal Gear. It's the first time they make one. That's Metal Gear Rex under the command of Dr. Hal Emmerich, the guy we still have to find. I was like, okay, they retconned it, and now the story's more believable again. Yes, it makes sense that regardless of whether a giant mech is practical or not in the end, there's no way the U.S. would just turn down an opportunity to experiment with that, at least, as, you know, a potential avenue for nuclear weapons technology. Why wouldn't they?
The right-wingers believe that as long as any country has nuclear weapons, they must have them as well. That is why they will never be in favor of the total elimination of nuclear weapons. And with each new country that acquires nuclear capabilities, the need for maintaining the counter-strike threat increases.
Hold on.
As long as the nuclear deterrent policy continues, we will never be rid of nuclear weapons.
Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that, folks. Had a bit of a slight emergency there. Anyway. I wanted to comment on what she said just a little bit. She said that the right-wingers believe on, that, you know, we could have nuclear weapons and yada yada. It was like, yeah, obviously, that doesn't surprise me or whatever. But that reminded me of something Baker said, you know, like 30 minutes ago now, when we first talked to him. And he said that I just laughed at the way he worded it when he was talking about how those bleeding heart liberals on the military oversight committee or whatever. I forgot what he was saying though. But that phrase though, when he said that, it just made me laugh. Because, you know, it's always been that way, right? It's always been the left always has that reputation that people like, especially those who are against the left-wing policies, will call them bleeding hearts. And nowadays, what's the modern word for that? Snowflakes, right? I just thought that was pretty funny. I forgot to comment on that because, again, that cutscene with Baker was pretty long, but also, like, so much was happening, and it just moves a mile a minute. The topics just boom, 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 it just goes. The dialogue just fucking goes. Anything else, Nastasha?
The theory of nuclear deterrence was born during the Cold War, at a time of great suspicion between the US and the USSR. The great gulf between the ideologies of East and West caused a dramatic escalation in the arms race. And this escalation of the arms race in turn fueled mutual distrust and fear between the world's two great superpowers. The last half of the 20th century was shaped by the policy of nuclear deterrence. But the world has changed. The Cold War has ended, and we are now living in a world where small regional conflicts are breaking out all over. Things are not so simple anymore, and the policy of nuclear deterrence is obsolete. Most of these regional conflicts are the result of age-old enmities between different ethnic groups and religions. In those cases, the hatred often runs so deep that rationality is thrown out the window. For people such as them, the fear of a counterstrike often means lethal, and that is why the nuclear deterrence policy has lost much of its efficacy. A nuclear standoff is not a sufficient deterrent in the current world climate.
Very well spoken. Yeah, there's a lot of bad blood in history between a lot of, like you said, ethnic groups and nations. And yeah, we're seeing the result of that today. It is, the nuclear deterrent is not working. A lot of people might hear this stuff and think this game's ahead of its time, but it's like, you know, if you follow certain trends from way back then, what's happening today is not that much of a shocker. I know I certainly haven't been surprised by too much of what's been happening. That doesn't make it any less, like, impactful, though. Let's not get it twisted. It still is shocking in a way, but not in the way that, like, I didn't see that coming. It's one thing to know that what is happening now was already, you know, was pretty predictable when you follow the right trends of what was going on politically and everything up to this point in human history. Especially, you know, the more recent history, the past couple decades. You see where things are going, and it's not surprising what's happening now. But that doesn't mean it doesn't feel like shit when you see those predictions based on those credible trends actually coming true, more or less. It still sucks. It still sucks when you see that, as he put it, you know, even with nuclear deterrence, things are still escalating. Those regional conflicts you mentioned are just getting bigger and bigger, and economies are crashing, and yada yada, the pandemic, all this stuff that scientists, more or less in a more general sense, saw coming a long time ago and indeed tried to warn the world about. The destabilization of society, and because of the way it's set up, because it's faulty. It still doesn't make it any easier to swallow when it actually starts happening. When you actually start to see the results of things that have been in play for a very long time. Again, just our faulty society, no conspiracy theories or anything like that. Just because our society is just not... It's built on very... can't find the right word for this, but it's basically like... Think of it as a scaffolding for a house, just not being built correctly. Then the house is not going to have much integrity to begin with, and indeed, eventually it's going to crumble. I can't think of a better analogy right now, but basically, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like, even knowing where things were headed doesn't make it any easier to see these things pan out. You know, you kind of, at least I can't speak for anyone else, but at least for me personally, it is kind of disappointing to see that we had the information to prevent societal destabilization from getting to where it's at right now, and from getting any worse. But because no one acts on it, humanity continues down the same path, and it's not a good one. It sucks.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island was built at the beginning of this century. It was made only to temporarily store the nuclear warheads.
Why? If they wanted to dispose of them, why wouldn't they just dismantle them right away?
They cannot do that. You see, when you dismantle a warhead, you still have nuclear materials that must be stored. At this point, all of the nuclear material storage facilities are way past capacity. But they could not stop dismantling weapons while at the same time pushing START 2.
So you're telling me that this base was built so they could temporarily avoid being in conflict with START 2?
Most people think that we live in a safer world now. But with all the dismantled nuclear weapons and waste around, the threat of nuclear terrorism has increased tremendously.
It's ironic, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, ironic is an understatement.
After the START II Accord was signed on January 3rd, 1993, Russia and the US reduced their strategic nuclear warheads to between 3,000 and 3,500 warheads each. They completely dismantled all of the ICBMs which contained MIRVs. As a result of that, there are over 15,000 dismantled nuclear warheads waiting to be disposed of.
I couldn't see what Merv stood for because I didn't know she was going to stop talking immediately after and the text was going to disappear. I didn't read what was in parentheses, which translated what Merv meant. I'll have to look back at the stream now.
The warheads are supposed to be dismantled at Pantex or some other dismantling facility, but there are limits to how many warheads they can process. We just do not have the capabilities to dismantle all the warheads that are out there. Over 200 tons of plutonium and over 1,000 tons of high-grade uranium have been removed from nuclear weapons so far. And on top of that, nuclear reactors all over the world continue to produce and leak spent nuclear fuel. According to one estimate, as of the year 2005, America alone was storing over 50,000 tons of nuclear material. There is no room left in our nuclear material storage sites. That is why we need nuclear weapon disposal facilities.
I forgot this game basically takes place in the future, because Metal Gear 2 was released in 1990, but it takes place in, what did it say? The late 90s? It gave some vague description like that. That is why they also have this sort of steampunk, futuristic technology stuff. More like cyberpunk, actually. Futuristic technology that they use in the game. Because all of this takes place actually in the near future, from when the game is actually released. This game came out in 1998, but as she said, you know, if you talk about 2005, this is actually like in the late 2000s.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island was built at the beginning of this century. It was made only to
She's repeating herself, so I think we've exhausted everything she has to say for now. Alright, let's finally talk to Meryl and wrap this shit up, shall we? Hopefully she'll actually answer this time. Yo, Meryl, what's up?
Who are you?
I was really impressed with the way you busted yourself out of there.
The one from the prison?
You're the Colonel's niece, Meryl, right?
No, it's not him. Just exactly who are you?
I'm the fool that your uncle sent all alone into the middle of this whole mess.
You came by yourself? You think you're some kind of one-man army?
I don't need lectures. You're just like your uncle, you know?
How do you know my uncle?
We go way back.
What's your name?
My name's not important.
Aha. Could you be Snake? Are you Solid Snake?
That's what some people call me.
The legendary Solid Snake? You? Sorry about before. I wasn't sure if you were one of the good guys.
But I knew you were.
How?
It's your eyes.
My eyes?
They're not soldiers' eyes.
And they're rookies' eyes, right?
No, they're beautiful, compassionate eyes.
Oh, just what I'd expect from the legendary Solid Snake. You trying to sweep me off my feet?
Don't worry, you'll land back on them once you meet me. The reality is no match for the legend, I'm afraid.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Why did you look so surprised when you saw my face?
Because you look just like him.
At least he's humble, right?
The terrorist leader, Liquid Snake?
Yeah, you know him? You're not brothers, are you?
I have no family.
So what's the deal then?
Who knows? Why don't you ask him? But first I want some information. You were involved in this exercise from the beginning. What exactly happened here?
I'm sorry. I was captured along with President Baker right after the terrorist attack.
That's okay. But what is this place? I don't think it's just a nuclear weapons disposal facility.
Boy, oh boy, it's just like them. Nobody told you anything, did they? Okay, you see, this place isn't really for disposing nuclear weapons. This base is owned and operated by a dummy corporation of arms tech.
This is a civilian base?
Right, for the development of Metal Gear.
Colonel.
Foxhound and the Next Generation Special Forces were called here for the test launching of a dummy nuclear warhead.
Why Foxhound?
Because they're a special ops group used to handling top secret missions. They figured they could help keep it all hush-hush.
But we must have fired nuclear warheads before. Why just this time?
I heard it was because this was to be a final test before the formal adoption of the Metal Gear program. Well, that's what I heard anyway.
Sounds kind of fishy. So what do you think the terrorists want?
Sorry. I'm not sure. I was captured with President Baker right after the revolt started.
Oh yeah, that's when he gave you the detonation code override keys, right?
That's right.
Amazing you were able to keep them hidden from the guards.
Well, women have more hiding places than men. Anyway, you met Baker, huh? How's he holding up?
He's dead.
What?
Heart attack. Same as the DARPA chief.
The chief died from a heart attack too?
Yeah. Was either of them sick or anything?
No, not that I heard of.
Well, I don't believe in coincidences. Something funny's going on.
Sounds like it, but I have no idea what.
Me neither. Yet. Do you know the person who designed Metal Gear?
You mean Dr. Emmerich?
Yes. Is he still alive?
Probably. He should be in the research lab in the second-floor basement of the nuclear warhead storage building to the north.
Second-floor basement?
Yeah, that's where his lab is. I think they're forcing him to work on the nuclear launching program.
So they'll need him alive until that's done anyway.
Then we better do something before he finishes.
You're right. In case we can't override the detonation code in time, I need to ask him how to destroy Metal Gear.
You plan to take that thing on by yourself, Snake?
It won't be the first time.
Ah.
What's the best way to get to the building where the doctor's being held?
There's a cargo door on the first floor of this building that leads to the north.
What's the security level of the door there?
5. But it's okay. I've got a level 5 card.
Well, I've got to go save the doctor. You should go.
I'm going with you.
No way. You're still too green. I want you to hide somewhere.
I'm not green.
Oh, yes, you are.
You're both green on my
screen.
screen.
Just 1 second in front of your enemy and it's all over. Good luck doesn't last forever.
I don't know what happened. I just couldn't pull the trigger right away. I never had any problems in training, but when I thought about my bullets tearing through those soldiers' bodies, I hesitated.
Shooting at targets and shooting at living, breathing people are different.
Ever since I was a little girl, I always dreamed about being a soldier. Every day of my life, I've trained my mind and body for the one day when I could finally see some real action, and now...
So what now? You want to quit?
I can't quit. I can't allow myself to quit now.
Listen, Meryl. Everybody feels sick the first time they kill someone. Unfortunately, killing is one of those things that gets easier the more you do it. In a war, all of mankind's worst emotions, worst traits come out. It's easy to forget what a sin is in the middle of a battlefield.
But this isn't a war. It's a terrorist action.
You're just a little jumpy from the combat high. The adrenaline in your bloodstream is starting to thin out. Just take it easy.
But I learned all about combat high at the academy.
We'll talk about it later. For now, just think about keeping yourself alive.
If I get out of here alive, I'll think about that other stuff.
Okay. Let me try to say this another way. Stay the hell out of my way.
You bastard!
You're a real bastard. Just like my uncle said.
Huh. I told you.
Damn!
Real me is no match for the legend.
It looks like you were right.
I called that shit.
I'll be a good girl.
We'll link up after I grab the doctor. Then we'll take care of the detonation code override.
Gotcha. But listen, I know this area better than you. Call me if you have any questions.
Be careful, okay?
After I open up the cargo door, I'll contact you.
That was good shit. At least they both laughed about it, though. There was no hard feelings there. You're a real bastard. I told you. It's like my uncle said. Holy shit. That was good. I like how they, just like with Gray Fox and Metal Gear 2, they explored more about, like... They discussed more in this game about what it's actually like to be a soldier in combat, and, you know, how it's not a fucking game. It's not like what they show in the movies where they glorify the fuck out of it. It's actually pretty fucking harsh, and one of the worst things you could ever be involved in is an actual live combat situation in a war setting, or otherwise. And, you know, the way Snake doesn't sugarcoat it, war brings out the worst in people. Obviously, yeah. It's a very unnatural and horrific thing that humans are capable of. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But spurred on by a lot of horrific incentives, like, you know, the fear of scarcity and more than anything, disrespect. The feeling of disrespect is the #1 cause of violence, they say. But that comes in a lot of forms, obviously. You know, one of them being when somebody doesn't feel like they're having their needs met when other people are. And for whatever reason, that perception is that of, this isn't fair. Well, there you go. That's like, in a very basic, super basic, summarized way, what will lead someone to, like, you know, rob a convenience store for its money or something. I have to find a way to feed myself or my kids and my family, yada yada. Yeah, it's a very real thing, obviously. So yeah, there's obviously a lot of things that lead to war-like scenarios, violence between people. War is just like a bigger scale of that. Instead of just a few people fighting it out, it's whole countries. But yeah, I like how they go down that road and explore the psychology behind it, and they touch on it lightly here. I think they go into it a little bit more later, but the horrors of war, basically. Anyway, aside from that though, I like the little banter there. Where they were just like, they both got a chuckle out of it at the end. Anyway, I just realized we're at like 2 hours and 43 minutes because I rambled a lot, and, you know, obviously I talked a lot about the political and social commentary that this game covers, which we're starting to see a lot more of now. But, you know, starting with the whole Baker thing, I went off on a bit of a tangent there. So I'll just go ahead and end the stream here. I think I'll just save it again to make sure we don't have to see all that again tomorrow. Wait, what does Campbell say? Because Snake seemed a little pissed off at him for not giving us all the details, right? Let's see what he says before I save it.
Don't worry, Colonel. Meryl is fine.
Thank God.
Meryl is a very strong woman. I really respect her.
She's got plenty of heart.
Thanks, Snake.
Not so fast. The real mission is still ahead.
I thought Snake was gonna grill him on, like, why the fuck didn't you tell me that this was actually, you know, a civil base or something? The Colonel probably would have just fired back with that same shit about, I don't know all the details, I swear to God. Yeah, things are starting to get tense between Campbell and Snake, I think, because of that. Anyway, I'm gonna save it and then close the stream.
You caught Snake?
Backup saves are a good idea in this game too, but it's not as bad as like... It's not as bad as like an RPG or something. And I don't have that many blocks, so I'm gonna have to overwrite it anyway. I don't have that many blocks on the memory card, so... Nothing much happened between this and the last save, so I'll just go ahead and overwrite now. Maybe I'll make multiple saves, I don't think I'll need to though. So I pretty much know how the game goes.
Nochi said, he who knows that enough is enough will always have enough. Just because you see an item doesn't mean that you always have to get it. If you don't really need it, think twice before you stick your neck out. It might not be worth it.
There you go. That's actually true, yeah. That's very good gameplay advice for this. And some items are in difficult to reach spots, yeah. Alright folks, fuck it, I'll just end it here then. I saved it, we're good. Yeah. Scarcity, artificial or not, as long as it's perceived scarcity, will lead people to fight with each other. That's what I wanted to say earlier. But again, that's still a little off topic. The point was, everything that Meryl and Snake were talking about was more along the lines of like what it's actually like to be in the trenches, you know, actually fighting. She trained her whole life, but at the end of the day, when the time came to actually put her training to use, she froze up because of what Snake said. You're not normal if you don't find it difficult to kill a human being, especially for the first time. I like how he also threw in the unfortunately, it gets easier every time after you do it once. Pretty sad, I gotta say. But yeah, it's the harsh reality we live in, and I really like that this franchise doesn't shy away from talking about that stuff. Again, as a kid, most of this flew over my head, but you know, some things like that, they did stick with me, and I was just like, damn. The fucked up world we live in, you know? But yeah, more on that next time. there's obviously a lot to talk about with the topics that this game discusses and explores. It's one of the reasons I like it so much. So unfortunately there probably will be more tangents that I will start rambling off on as we continue. But for now, I am all done. I'm just checking my audio settings, that's why my eyes are down here. But yeah, I'm done for now. I'm gonna look back at the VOD and make sure the audio was still good, so I know for next time it's actually, you know, we're good. And I'm not like it's not hard to understand what I'm saying over action sequences, or the characters during dialogue sequences aren't too quiet compared to my voice. So I'll check all that stuff, and then next time I'll hopefully have it even better. But yeah, every time I change console or to a different game that has different audio settings that you may or may not be able to control, this kind of thing is always going to happen, and it's going to take a few tries for me to get the audio balance just right, but that's a me problem, don't worry about it. I'll try to make the experience as good as I can as well as I can for all of you watching. But that's it for me for now. So until next time, as always, please take care of yourselves, look after each other, stay safe out there. And until next time, please have a good morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. Peace. Whew. See you later, everybody.